You look up at the night sky. You see stars, planets, the moon. But beyond Saturn's golden glow, past the ring giant that seems to float like a jewel in space, there is darkness. Cold, silent. And in that darkness, two worlds drift, not as planets should, not as logic dictates. Uranus and Neptune. They do not spin upright. They do not shine brightly. They do not welcome visitors. They lie tilted, frozen, alone at the edge of our solar system. No one has visited them since 1989. No probe has landed. No rover has rolled. No human eye has seen their surface. And yet, they hold secrets no other planet dares to keep. Uranus, the planet that lies on its side. Neptune, the windiest world in existence. One named for the sky, the other for the sea. One pale green, the other deep blue. Both are ice giants. Neither is gas. Both are forgotten. And both are more alien than any world we've ever imagined. This is not science fiction. This is reality. And it is stranger than anything you've been told. Uranus is not just a name. It is a myth made real. In Greek mythology, Uranus was the primordial god of the sky, father of the Titans, husband of Gaia, the earth. He was the first ruler of the cosmos, before Zeus, before Jupiter, before even time had a name. When William Herschel discovered this faint blue-green disk in 1781, he wanted to call it Georgium Sidus, the Georgian star, after King George III. The world laughed. Scientists refused. A new name was needed, one that fit the pattern. Jupiter, Saturn, Mars, Venus. So they turned to the oldest stories, to the heavens themselves, and chose Uranus, the only planet in our solar system named after a Greek deity, not Roman. The only one whose name comes from a being older than gods. Neptune, by contrast, is Roman. Poseidon's twin, god of the seas, master of storms, of earthquakes, of hidden depths. When Johann Galle found this distant blue sphere in 1846, aftermath predicted its existence. They did not hesitate. Neptune, the oceanic king, the silent watcher, the keeper of tides. These names are not arbitrary. They are prophecies, because Uranus does not rotate like a top. It rolls, like a child on a hill. And Neptune? Its storms rage with fury no human can comprehend. One is the sky, one is the sea, and together they guard the outer rim of everything we know. Both are larger than Earth, much larger. Uranus has a diameter of 50,724 kilometers, 4 times wider than our planet. Neptune, slightly smaller, 49,244 kilometers. But here's the twist. Neptune is heavier, far heavier. Uranus weighs 14.5 times more than Earth. Neptune, 17.1 times. Why? Because Neptune is denser. Despite being slightly smaller, it packs more mass into its core. Uranus? Lighter, less compressed, almost buoyant. If you could find a bathtub big enough, Uranus would float. Yes, on water, like a rubber duck made of ice and gas. Neptune? It sinks, it pulls, it crushes. Its gravity is stronger. Its core is hotter. Its interior is more turbulent. They look similar from afar. Same color, same size, but up close they are opposites. Uranus is lazy. Neptune is furious. One is cold because it doesn't care. The other is cold because it fights too hard. We call them gas giants. We're wrong. Jupiter and Saturn are gas giants, mostly hydrogen and helium. But Uranus and Neptune, they are ice giants. Their atmospheres, yes, hydrogen and helium. But beneath, a thick layer of slush. Water, ammonia, methane, frozen under immense pressure. Not solid, not liquid, not gas. Something else. A supercritical fluid, where matter loses its identity. Below that, a rocky core, smaller than Earth's, hotter than lava, pressured beyond imagination. And inside that core, diamonds. Yes, diamonds. Millions of tons of them, formed when methane breaks apart under heat and pressure. Carbon atoms squeeze together, crushed into crystals, raindrops of diamond, falling through layers of slush for thousands of kilometers until they melt into molten rock. This isn't fantasy, it's physics. We've recreated these conditions in labs. We've seen carbon turn to diamond under pressure, and we've measured the winds fast enough to carry those diamonds across oceans of ice. So when you think of Uranus or Neptune, don't imagine clouds. Imagine a storm of falling jewels beneath a sky of methane fog in eternal darkness. Here's what makes Uranus truly insane. It rotates on its side. Its axis is tilted 98 degrees. It doesn't spin upright. It rolls like a ball, as if it were knocked over long ago by a collision with a planet-sized object. Maybe a protoplanet, maybe a dwarf star. Whatever it was, it happened 4 billion years ago. And now, every day on Uranus is a revolution. Every year, 84 Earth years. And for 42 of those years, one pole faces the sun, constant daylight. Then 42 years of night, total darkness. No sunrise, no sunset, just endless twilight. At the equator, the sun rises once every 84 years and sets again after another 42 years. Imagine standing on Uranus, watching the sun crawl across the horizon. Once in your lifetime, then disappear for half a century. No stars, no moon, just black. And then, slowly, light returns, like a memory. This is not seasonal change. This is planetary amnesia. Neptune? It spins normally, tilted just 28 degrees like Earth. But it doesn't need to tilt. It has something far worse. On Earth, hurricanes reach 300 kilometers per hour. On Jupiter, 600. On Neptune, 2,100 kilometers per hour. That's Mach 1.7. Faster than sound. Faster than any jet fighter. Faster than any natural wind known in the universe. And these aren't isolated storms. They are global, permanent, ever-changing. The Great Dark Spot, a hurricane the size of Earth, appeared in 1989. By 1994, gone, vanished, dissolved. Another formed, then vanished. No one knows why. No one knows how. The atmosphere of Neptune is thin, frigid, yet the winds scream. Why? Because there's almost no friction, no mountains, no continents, no trees, no ground, just gas, ice, and energy pouring out from the planet's core. Neptune radiates twice as much heat as it receives from the sun. Where does it come from? No one knows. Some say residual heat from formation. Others say gravitational compression. Or maybe chemical reactions deep below. Whatever it is, it fuels storms that shouldn't exist. On a world so cold, wind should die. But here it screams. Neptune's year is 165 Earth years. One season lasts over 40 years. Summer, winter, spring, autumn, each longer than recorded human history. And unlike Earth, there's no gentle transition. The seasons shift violently. When Voyager 2 flew by in 1989, Neptune's south pole was bathed in sunlight. The northern hemisphere, pitch black. Now, 35 years later, the poles have flipped. The north is in daylight. The south, in eternal night. The temperature difference? Over 100 degrees Celsius. Winds shift direction. Clouds form, dissolve, reappear. Entire weather systems evolve faster than human civilizations rise and fall. We have watched less than 1/5 of a single Neptunian year. We have no idea what the full cycle looks like. What happens after 165 years? Does the planet reset? Does it remember? Or does it forget and begin again? Everyone knows Saturn's rings. Beautiful, bright, made of ice, millions of pieces, glittering. But Uranus? It has 13 rings. Thin, dark, almost invisible, made of dust, rock, charcoal, not ice. They are narrow, clumpy, like broken chains. They don't sparkle. They absorb light. They are old, older than the dinosaurs. And they are held together by tiny moons, shepherd satellites, that nudge the particles into place. Neptune? 5 rings, even fainter, named after astronomers who studied them. Gall, Leverrier, Lassell, Arago, Adams. Adam's ring? It has clumps, kinks, bright arcs. Why? No one knows. Gravity shouldn't allow it. Particles should spread, but something unseen holds them. Maybe a small moon, maybe magnetic fields, maybe dark matter. We don't know, but we know this. These rings are not decorations. They are scars, evidence of destruction, of collisions, of moons torn apart, of cosmic violence. Quiet, invisible, but real. Neptune has 14 moons. Uranus has 27. Most are small, icy, cratered, forgotten, but 2 stand out. First, Triton, Neptune's largest, bigger than Pluto, colder than anywhere else in the solar system. It orbits backward, against the rotation of the planet. That means it wasn't born here. It was captured, a rogue world, a Kuiper Belt object, dragged into Neptune's grasp. And now it's dying, slowly, falling. Due to tidal forces, Triton is spiraling inward. In 100 million years, it will cross the Roche limit and break apart, not explode, not crash, shatter into rings, become Neptune's 6th ring, a moon turned into jewelry, a death sentence written in gravity. And second, Miranda, Uranus' smallest major moon, but most bizarre. It looks like a jigsaw puzzle, broken, glued back together. Canyons 20 kilometers deep, terraces stacked like cake layers, fault lines crossing in chaos. It must have shattered completely in a violent collision. Then piece by piece, gravity pulled it back, reassembled it, like a corpse stitched back together by angels. It shouldn't exist. It defies physics. And yet, it's there, a monument to chaos. A warning, even moons can be reborn from ruin. Uranus holds the record for the coldest temperature ever recorded in the solar system, -224 degrees Celsius, even colder than Neptune. How? It doesn't generate internal heat. Unlike Neptune, which glows with its own warmth, Uranus is cold because it stopped trying. It lost its heat long ago, maybe after the impact that tilted it, maybe because its core froze. Now it just reflects sunlight, and that's not enough. So while Neptune's core churns, releasing heat, Uranus sleeps, frozen, silent, still. And yet, despite being farther from the sun, Uranus is colder than Neptune. A paradox, a mystery, a reminder, distance isn't everything. Energy matters, motion matters, heat matters. And some worlds choose to go quiet. To leave Earth, you need 11.2 kilometers per second. To escape Jupiter, 59.5 kilometers per second. To escape Uranus, 21.3 kilometers per second. To escape Neptune, 23.5 kilometers per second. That's faster than any rocket we've ever built. faster than any human-made machine. To launch from Neptune, you'd need a ship powered by antimatter, or fusion, or something we haven't invented. The gravity is strong, not because it's massive, but because it's dense, compact, heavy. You wouldn't land on these planets. You'd sink into slush, into ice, into pressure that crushes steel into powder. There is no surface, only descent, and then silence. No one talks about this, but it's true. Uranus and Neptune act as cosmic shields. They orbit beyond the asteroid belt, beyond the Kuiper belt. They pull in comets, capture asteroids, deflect debris. Without them, Earth would be bombarded daily. The Oort cloud sends icy invaders toward the inner solar system. Most are caught by these two giants. They become moons, or rings, or dust. They never reach us. They protect us, not intentionally, not consciously, but by gravity, by mass, by position. We owe our survival, not just to the moon, not just to Jupiter, but to these two distant, cold, forgotten kings. They guard the edge. They watch. They wait. And they never speak. We've sent one probe to these worlds. Voyager 2. In 1986, it flew by Uranus. In 1989, Neptune. Took 12 years to get there. Sent back 10,000 images. Then silence. No follow-up. No return. Why? Too far. Too expensive. Too slow. We gave up. We forgot. We moved on. We focused on Mars, on Jupiter, on the moon. But we left behind the strangest worlds in our own backyard. We have better maps of Mars than we do of Neptune. We know more about Europa than we do about Uranus. And yet, these two planets hold answers we don't even know to ask. Why is Uranus cold? Why does Neptune have such violent winds? Why do its rings have arcs? Why does Triton orbit backward? Why does Miranda look like broken glass? We don't know. And until we go back, we won't. And we won't go back because we've forgotten how strange they are. We've forgotten they exist. Uranus and Neptune are not planets. They are echoes, fragments of a time before the solar system settled, before order emerged, before life began. They are relics, monuments, guardians. They do not beg for attention. They do not shine. They do not rotate like they should. They do not behave like they should. And that is why they are perfect, because they remind us the universe does not owe us understanding. It does not owe us beauty. It does not owe us logic. It simply exists. And somewhere in the cold dark, two ancient kings still drift. One lying down, one screaming into the void. And if you listen, you might hear them, not with your ears, but with your soul, because they are not out there. They are within, in the part of us that wonders, that fears what else is out there, and refuses to stop looking. We hope this journey ignited your curiosity. Stay with us as we explore the forgotten edges of our solar system, where silence speaks louder than stars, and cold holds more truth than heat. Subscribe and join us for the next discovery.